Alright, I did some research and I have some good news and bad news. Bad news is that I don't think I'm going to be able to fix it without a MAF, just because that's one of the codes that could send it into limp mode. So I'm just going to wait for my MAF to show up, and then we'll take a tackle at it again. I could just be setting up the calibration on that itself because it kind of twists a little bit back and forth. But I'm not sure yet, and I don't want to mess with it without the MAF. And also, I don't want to keep messing with the battery back and forth with the Gallant as long as I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm going to hold off on that. And I think the next thing that I'm going to tackle is going to go ahead and be either cleaning up the engine bay, getting more mounts, or doing the canards and cleaning that stuff up, which I think will probably be the route. So, showing you what we got here, I have these two canards that I made a while back that are going to go on the front. Yes, they're a bit flexible because they're just made out of sheet aluminum. Let me see if I could do this one-handed for you really quick. The plan is to kind of pop them on front here, and they're going to go back. Yeah, because of the bend, you can't really tell. They're not going to wrap around like that. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get those set up, at least for mounting. If not, I may also tackle these side mounting plates and making brackets. If not, another thing we have to do is rewrap part of this flare. I don't want to rewrap the whole thing. I'm about done with wrapping. I'm not a fan of it anymore. I know I love the black, but wrapping it sucks, and I would very much love to learn how to paint this color. So I'm just gonna, you're gonna hate me, but I'm just gonna cut out this section right here with the bad wrap and then rewrap it, and it'll look a little bunk, but it's okay. All cleaned up now. You can kind of see it's not perfect because obviously there's lines and creases where I patched it up, but it's a lot better than before. Oh, I gotta go through and fix the rivets. I don't think yeah. Anyway, I got this. I hate wrapping. I thought it was gonna be cool, but it's just not for me. I know a lot of you guys out there like it. I got nothing against it. I think it's great. I like how it's temporary, and I think the colors you can do a lot more with versus painting just for like the price you're getting. It's a good deal, but personally, I'm just not good at it, and I was not a fan. Not personally. If I could do it right, I think I'd like it a lot better, but I suck at it and I just hate applying it. So anyway, that's that. Let's just go ahead and move on to working on the canards. Alright, they're wanting to peel up, but I really quickly want to show you guys what we're looking at. So I have it down there, and then this part will probably come up to about there, and then I think I'm just going to trim it off. I may have it continue to go up, but I'm probably just going to trim it off right here. Have it either flat curl up or down or straight out. I'll probably start with straight out and then decide from there. But that's kind of the look. I'm just going to go ahead and bolt down the front up there, and then we'll work on mounts from that step. So one step at a time, let's go ahead and get that bolted on. Alright, so I got one on. I can't tell really how it looks. I think it looks alright. I am not upset with it. Might as well run with it for a while anyway. I know you guys saw me doing rivets, and you guys are saying, hey Phil, rivets are permanent. You know what? Yes they are. Haha. Yeah, I don't know. This car, if you haven't figured it out by now, it's just an experiment. I just want to get it going. I don't care if it's not perfect, not at the moment. That's for another project down the line, which I have that project in mind actually, so it's going to be really big. But that's good. I'm going to go ahead and pop on the other one, and then we'll move on to the next task. So we got the canards on. We have just one right here, just a little baby one. I know it doesn't fit up quite smoothly to the flare, but it didn't with the one I had, and I'm fine with that right now. Same with the other one, just a little baby one right there. We got this wrap cleaned up. I have a couple lines. It's good enough for me. Next thing I want to tackle though is I want to look into the body harness getting power to the rest of the car. So right now, pretty much the engine and the headlights are the only thing that's powered. Speaking of, I need to fix the headlight. But these are the only things that are powered. Like there's no power to the brake lights or any of the interior lights as well. So it's like when you have the car on or the battery in and you open up the door, there's no ding, you hit the brakes, nothing happens. So I believe the reason is that if we make our way over, we have
right here. Here's the old harness off the 7M. These 3 plugs right here in my hand went to the engine, and these 3 all went to the body. So
there are plugs inside the car right now where these should be, I'm stepping on things, but where these would give power to. So I believe these are where the signals go. So I'm not entirely sure how to wire them. I couldn't really find anything online, nothing specific for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and take a knife and then just open up this harness and then try to just trace back, see if I can find which wires have power. Just tracing back, see where I can go. And then once I get an idea, I would love just to be able to use these plugs and to plug them in. So that's the plan for that, and we'll kind of see where we go from there. Well, that got complicated really quickly. Yeah, that's good. So I guess I'm gonna go do some more research and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I've come to the conclusion that I don't know what to do, but I have an idea of something to try. So what makes sense in my mind, and I couldn't really find any backup on the internet for or against it, so which means I'm gonna give it a shot. But what I'm thinking is that what's already in the body itself, the plug I showed you before I started cutting the harness, where the plugs are, I think that's where all the signals are going through. So all the wiring, like when you push the brake, when you turn a signal, all that's going to those areas themselves, or the signal is going through there. So what I'm thinking is that if I just supply power to it through the old plug, like say I chopped that end of the plug off, plugged it in, plugged that end in, and then gave power to the other wires that would be splaying off of it, that if I did that, it would give power to the whole thing. And so I think I may try that. If it doesn't work out, I could just put it all back together as was, but I figure I might as well give it a shot since I couldn't find anything. And if one of you is like looking, is like, oh, it's so easy to do a body harness, well, probably is. I just don't know what I'm doing. So pretty much that's where I'm at right now. I'm going to go ahead and lop off the end of that, give myself enough room that if I do make a mistake, I can solder it all back together, and then see if I can bunk up some wires to go run all the way and try to give myself power to see if I can get some lights on the interior to work. So that's the plan for next, and we'll see what happens. Alright, I got the 3 plugs that I'm going to need. I know I need 2 of these at least. I wasn't sure if I did, but this is the same area. I didn't see one when I was looking under the car, but I grabbed it just in case. Anyway, what we're going to do to start is we're just going to strip down the ends of these wires and then pretty much make one huge bundle together. I know it's going to be really, really bunk and not good looking at all, but what this is going to do is going to allow me to just put pretty much one big power wire to all of it. And even though if it worked out, it'd make all the lights and everything pretty dim, that work well. At least I can know that it would work. Then we'll start there, and then after it works or doesn't work, then we'll go back and try to get it all sorted out with some clean wiring. So that's the plan for that. I'm going to set you guys up and we'll go ahead and strip the wires back. Alright, so I have the wires stripped. I already plugged them into the car because it's a little awkward to get to. But what I'm going to do is when I got a 9-volt battery, and I'm just going to start stabbing around the wire, see if something happens. I'm going to put you on the dash. I don't expect a whole lot, but we'll see if something happens. Whoa. I know one of these is the seat belt and the other one's the... I don't remember what the other one is. So as you just saw, I kind of just bundled those wires together and then made a wire that comes out here just to the positive. Right now it's just wrapped around, so that way it's not permanently mounted, and it's extra long wire, so I'd trim it anyway. But I'm going to go ahead and grab the battery out of the glant and then plug it in, see if anything happens. So yeah, I may grab another battery. I think I have a secondary Galant battery that I could plug in just to see if something happens, you know, because I don't need to crank it. I just need to get it to the accessory on. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put a battery. Be right back. I've now got the battery set up and just needs to get the terminals connected. I'm going to set you guys up on the cockpit cam here to watch inside the dash, and then we're going to see if anything happens. So I'm going to go ahead and set you guys down now. Alright, looks like we have some power there. That's a good sign. It's lighting up a lot brighter. Let me see if the 10s is working. So that changes to 1. Hey, there you go. 10s is working. And this is working now. Hey, there we go. Let's see if these lights go on. No. None of those lights want to go on. But we have that. Let's see.
Alright, that's not, the backlights aren't turning on, but at the same time I'm not fully expecting them to.
Now let me check and see if the tail lights are coming on. Reverse lights. Oh. I wonder if this is just giving signal to everything full time. Or if I'm in reverse. Let me check. I don't think I'd be in reverse. Yeah, no, definitely not in reverse. That's in reverse. Obviously they're still on. Let me see if I pop it out of reverse. Alright, that's the neutral there. Out back again we go. And the reverse lights are still on. So at least we know when it gets power that things are happening. So that's good, that's good. Let me just check and see if the dash lights light up on their own though. Because the cool part is with the dash, like, I don't need those back bulbs to light up because I have my own knob right here. So if I twist that, another twist. Yeah, I don't know if you could tell. It's kind of hard to see right now because obviously it's not night, so they're really only meant to show at night. But that comes on. Fans don't come on. Fans don't come on, but that's fine. They didn't before. I think the relay's blown. All right, so I'm gonna have to go through and do some more research on which lights go where. My brights are on. Hey, that's cool. So I'm gonna go ahead, turn everything off, and then get back to you in a second. So I'm back. I did some more research with no luck. So I came back to try something else. So because I realized I hadn't tested the signal lights, so I'm gonna go ahead and give those a shot. So all we're doing first is just putting the ground on, and the beep will come on in 3, 2, 1. The beep's codes again because it's running straight to power. There's no going with the key. It's not through the key at all. Remember, some of these things are working. I had grabbed some of the switches from up in my room from when I took out the center console, because I remembered before the signal lights won't work if these aren't in for some reason. So clicking on the hazards, those are showing signal lights. No signal there, nothing here, but we are getting that signal there and nothing there. So I just turned the car on, not all the way on, but the accessory on, and the dash lights came on, like the actual dash lights, the backup lights. So that's a plus. Oh no, because the thing is, the dome light should have come on as well. But I don't just want to sit there with the car in the on position because I don't want the fuel pump just pumping. Yeah, just pumping. So I'm gonna hold off there. Huh. The frustrating part for a lot of this is with the taillights, since I made it myself. Part of me thinks that the problem is that the taillights just aren't wired right, which it shouldn't be the case because not many of you were subscribed back when we were working on the taillights, but the taillights were working all the way, and there's also an original bulb in there anyway, so even that should come on, even if they aren't working. So that's a little concerning. I don't know where to look next is the issue. So it's a lot of it frustrating just trying to figure out where to go with the wiring and what needs signals and what doesn't. Yeah, because I just don't know where the body's going. I don't know where the wiring is supposed to go. I can't find things online. I could find some things wiring diagrams, but I can't read wiring diagrams. Like, I kind of get it, but not really. So that's just not my thing, and I'm struggling with it. So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go read some more and see what we can find. Alright, so I'm running into more issues. I just can't figure it out entirely. I have some sheets down here where I think things are supposed to go, but at the same time, I really don't quite get it. The thing is that I don't know where the body connectors are, or how, I don't even really know how to wire up the taillights, or anything in general. I checked all the fuses, they're good. A big plus, I think, is that all the fuses for everything that's not working is down in this corner here, which means hopefully it should all be taken care of in one big chunk, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna go shoot hoops for a little bit before it gets too dark. Hopefully try to think of something, and then I'll come back and see what we can figure it out. Alright, after all that time playing basketball, I think I decided I am just going to absolutely dismantle this harness. So the plugs I'm going for is this section right here. So these are the plugs that I know exist right there. This green one, this blue one, this yellow one. I could take that out, but I can plug it back in. And then the diagnosis port. So I'm just gonna go ham on it and just take it all apart and strip it back as far as I can. I'm hoping that I could just narrow it down to these, and then it comes off there. Although I did cut it, again, I could just splice it back together. I know it's a little more work, but I don't know what to do. And I know those plug in, so I'm just gonna go at it. Enjoy the time lapse.
Alright, I had the EC all in and the other 2 plugs in as well. I don't know where that 1/3 plug goes, which is really kind of bumming me out. I looked all underneath and couldn't find anything, so now I'm going to go ahead and plug in the battery, and then I have the key sitting on the driver's seat, and we're going to see if anything happens. So about the same things happening as before. Headlights are turning on. That one has some issues with the, not the motor, just the way it tries to spin it. I gotta fix that. Just one again. It's a bit of a bummer. I'm gonna set you guys up and see if we can get anything when the brakes are pushed. Well, no real luck, so I guess tackle it tomorrow. Something else was leaking underneath the car, so I gotta figure that out too. I'm hoping it's not the fuel pump, but man, I just want to get this dumb thing to work. If anyone knows what I'm supposed to be doing, please leave it down below, and I'll do my best to interpret what kind of gibberish you'll say, but I'll do my best. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do the usual, just like, unsubscribe, leave your hit in the comments, guys. Bye.